Welcome back to the Stephen A. Smith Show. My guest today is the former undisputed lightweight champion of the world who has an impressive record of 30 wins, 0 losses with 15 knockouts. He'll be looking to add to that total as he bids to become a 2-weight world champion when he meets Regis Prograis on December 9th at the Chase Center in San Francisco. Please welcome the champion of the world, Devin Haney, to the show. What's going on, big time? How are you, man?
I'm amazing. I'm not the champion right now. I'm the challenger.
You're the challenger, but I'm calling you the champion because, damn it, you don't have a loss. And you were a champion. Yes, you're just moving up in weight. So you're a champion when you don't have any losses, Devin. You ain't got no losses.
100%. Okay? I'm a born champion, but right now I'm in my challenger mentality. I'm obviously in the process of releasing my belts at 135 and getting a new one at 140.
So when you say you're in challenging mode, explain to me the difference between being in the challengers mode and the champions mode for those that may not understand.
Yeah, I mean, at 135, I was champion. I was undisputed champion. I was the man of the division. I had all the belts. It was nobody that could say anything about anything about a belt, anything about a champion. I was the guy. But now I'm moving up in weight and I'm at 140. So now I'm fighting the champion. I'm going up, my first fighting the champion, fighting the guy, who holds one of the 4 belts at 140. And, my mentality is, same way I had, when I went to Australia, I had that challenging, mentality when I went over there to fight George Kambosos.
Yeah, and you handled your business against them, no question about that. But when people look at you, they see you at 135 moving up to 140, they're saying, excuse me, the Shakur Stevensons of the world, the Gervonta Davises of the world, and others were at that 135-pound division. Why not stay and fight at that division, clean up that division, obviously, and then move up to 140? To that, you say what?
I mean, Shakur could have been my last fight at 135. I sent him an offer to make the fight happen. He turned it down. He countered with 50%, whatever. We're not gonna get into too deep into that, but he turned down the offer. So it really made it made a fight set up for me and Regis Prograis, and over this time, my body has matured. My body has I've been at 135 for 30 fights now. It's unheard of. I did everything at 135, undisputed, defended it twice. Now it's time to move up to 140 and, come in as a challenger and become a champion at 140 once again.
Has it been a challenge for you to stay at 135? I'm just talking weight-wise. Is it easier for you to be more? Is it easier for you to be up at 140?
No, I mean it's been a huge challenge. I've been at 135. Since I was in the amateurs. I was 17 years old fighting at 135, and now I'm 25 years old, and my body's matured. My muscles have got bigger. It was just a long time coming, and I'm happy that I'm leaving the division. Undefeated. I left undisputed with all the hardware. But now eventually, guys have to go up in weight, and that's just that's what the greats did. And I feel like I'm gonna be a great in the sport of boxing, and I'm just following the greats' lead.
Well, the first order of business is that your skills are magnificent. There's no denying that. Not only that, you flew across the ocean. You understand against Kambosos to go and win that fight, so you deserve a lot of props for that. And considering the fact that you're 30-0, that should speak for itself. But now that you're moving up to fight Regis Prograis, I mean, I'm sure you've heard the smack talking that he's thrown in your direction. His daddy is talking a lot about, his trainer was talking a lot about you, about your dad as well. What is all of that about? And he's guaranteeing a knockout, by the way. Your reaction to all of that?
He gonna say what he want to say. Everybody got a plan until they get in there. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna handicap him of his best attributes. This is boxing. I'm not a novice fighter. I'm not a fighter that you can go in there and think you just gonna look for a lucky punch or look to land one big shot. And I will show him that my skills pay the bills, and I'm here at this level for a reason.
Let's talk about his skills. He is a champion at 140. He's 29-1 with 24 knockouts. He puts people to sleep. Give him credit for that. But we don't really hear that much about him, especially compared to what we hear about you and a lot of cats at 135 pounds. Why don't we hear more about Regis Prograis? Why haven't we heard more about him, especially coming into this fight against you?
Oh, because he's a guy that a lot of these fighters don't want to fight. You know, he's a guy who's very dangerous and a guy that a lot of these fighters ducked. But a guy like me, Devin Haney, you know, I'm taking on the toughest test. I want to fight the best fighters in the world and show them that I'm levels above them and that I am the best.
I'm asking you to break down from a boxing analysis perspective. What is it about him that makes people want to avoid him?
His power. He's a knockout puncher. He's relentless. You know, he comes to win every time. His only losses is against Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor became undisputed, you know, in that fight. He's been, you know, knocking everybody out since.
Mm-hmm. So you want to go up against him, and obviously, even though you've got 30 wins, undefeated, only a 50% knockout rate, your concerns, if any, going into a fight of this magnitude?
It ain't no only 50% knockout rate. You know, at the end of the day, I've been fighting at the top level for since I was 20 years old. You know, I've been world champion since I was 20 years old. So, you know, I'm fighting the best fighters in the world. I'm not ducking or dodging nobody. So it is no only 50%. I'm fighting the best fighters in the world. I'm not the guy that's fighting these guys that I could just go easily knock out. No, I'm making the biggest and the best fights happen in boxing.
These guys are talking about you as if you're somebody that they'll put to sleep. Now, they haven't done that yet, and we've seen that. He's guaranteeing essentially that's going to happen to you. And obviously, it's something I don't want to call sensitive because, look, first of all, I don't disrespect boxing. Anybody that's going to get in the ring, you got more coverage than 99.99% of the population. Major props to all of y'all who get in that square circle and willing to do your thing. But I'm asking you, going into this fight, you've got cats looking at you. They're pointing, whether it's against Linares or anybody else, they're looking at you. They say you've been hurt before. You're there to be had. We can take Devin Haney. Why do you think these people say this about you?
They're going to say something regardless. You know, if I never been hit and I never been hurt, then they're going to say, well, what is he going to do when he takes a punch? Then I take a punch and I get buzzed, but I don't go down. Then they're going to say, oh, I got no chin. You know, Lomachenko hit me on the chin multiple times. And we seen Lomachenko put guys out to sleep. Mm-hmm. So my chin can't be that bad.
Right. Okay. One of the other things that I wanted to throw out is that they say, meaning Prograis in his camp, that you're accustomed to fighting guys your size or a bit smaller. That's not necessarily going to be the case here. He's not nearly as small as the fighters that you have fought in the past. To that you say what? I'm
used to fighting, you know, when I am small, when my body is not fully hydrated and fully, you know, it's not itself. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I'm really, you know, a bigger guy that was shrinking down to make the weight to you know, to defend my belts and to, you know, to show how good I really was. Mm. But now I get a chance to, you know, go in this fight healthy, strong, big. You know, this training camp, we got a chance to work on, you know, game plan and getting better rather than, you know, focusing on losing weight.
Do you feel that you've been underappreciated as a champion in the world of boxing?
Man, they're gonna say what they want to say at the end of the day. You know, I'm gonna keep beating whoever they put in front of me. If they appreciate me or if they don't, you know, at the end of the day, I'm able to provide for me and my family, my loved ones, and only Allah can judge me.
I want to show you a tweet that you put out, and it was months ago, and you put it out towards me. I want to show the world the tweet that you put out there. Put the tweet up there, right? Stephen A. kissed my ass because you were mad at me, I guess because I talked about how I thought the fight between you and Lomachenko was so close. Just for the record, by the way, I take no offense to that stuff, man. Please, I get it, I understand it, but I did think the fight was pretty damn close, Devin. I thought that you won the early rounds. I thought that he gathered steam as the fight wore on, and you looked a little bit more fatigued and that he was somewhat stalking you. That was my opinion about the fight. What was yours?
But you can say that I look fatigued, but at the end of the day, I won the last round on all three judges' scorecards.
Right.
So I
including mine.
If I didn't win that last round, the fight would have been a draw.
Okay.
I needed that last round. I got the last round, and I won the fight.
All right.
So,
But I even
so
said, but check out what I'm saying. I felt you won the fight, but I felt it was so close, it wouldn't have been an insult if it was a draw, which was all that I said. But my point to you was, you just really validated it because you talked about how it was a struggle to keep that weight, to get to that 135, et cetera, et cetera. So it's not beyond the realm of comprehension that somebody's looking at you and saying, wait a minute, moving up to 140 now, that might be to his advantage because he didn't have to drain himself trying to be at 135. What about that notion?
100%. I 100% agree with that. I don't remember exactly what I thought that you said when I said kiss my ass. I thought that you said that it was a robbery, but I don't know. Don't quote
No, that
me
was
on
somebody
that.
else.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was somebody else. I did not call it a robbery. But it's okay. It's okay because they lie on me all the damn time anyway. It's no big deal whatsoever. But I want to get back to you in this regard. I'm looking at you and I'm saying 30-0. At some point in time, you putting your life on the line when you step into that circle. The bottom line is this. You want to get paid. You want the biggest fights imaginable. A win, particularly in spectacular fashion against Prograis, what do you think this will do for you?
I think I do everything. First off, I'm making history. For me, being a 2 division champion. So that's big. And then we got to see what's next. I'm interested. I'm looking at the 147-pound division.
Really?
Yeah, I'm looking at. I'm looking to see what they have. We explored some fights there, but our main focus is Regis Prograis. Going in there, beating him, and then I could tell you what's next. We got some stuff up our sleeve for sure.
I would say this though, Devin. The money to me is at the lightweight division. I mean, when you talk about 135 and you look at the cats in there, I mean, don't get me wrong, you got Teofimo Lopez up where you going and what have you. But I'm looking at it and I'm saying the money fights, whether it's a Shakur, whether it's a Javante and others, it seems to be at the division you're departing from. You don't think about that at all?
100%, but I can't force these guys to get in the ring with me, for one, and two, I can't force myself to make the weight. At the end of the day, your body's gonna mature, and my body has outgrown the weight. There's nothing that I can do. I stayed at 135 as long as I possibly could. I could have been, moved up. I should have been moved up, but it was more about bragging rights and proving to people wrong. But I'm at the point where I've accomplished everything at 135. I became undisputed, and the guys weren't eager to get in the ring with me at 135. So now I'm at the point where I'm at 140 and possibly 147. But God willing, inshallah, I'm victorious in this fight, and then we'll see what's next.
You're looking at some of the great fighters in history. I'm talking about some of the great pure boxers in history. Where do you think you rank amongst them?
Oh, I wouldn't say I'm an all-time great yet, but I'm definitely headed in that direction for sure.
Who do you idolize or model yourself after?
Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali, Floyd, Roy Jones, old throwback fighters like Ezra Charles, Sugar Ray Robinson. I study the greats.
Who's the boxer that you talk to most in terms of seeking counsel or advice from? Because these are guys that are your brethren. They're your contemporaries. One would imagine you're not just listening to your dad. You're listening to guys that also get in the squared circle as well. Is there anybody that stands out in your mind that's constantly in your ear talking to you, whose advice and counsel you receive a lot of?
I've talked to a lot of different fighters, but I would say Zab Judah, my god pops. He been mentoring me since I was a young kid. I got to see him on the back end of his career and be there with him. So yeah, I would say Zab.
But what has Zab told you? Because I got some history with Zab. I've known Zab for a long time. What has he told you?
Oh man, he tell me so much. But he loves what I'm doing. We be in the gym training together. Everything that we set out to do, we doing, and he's happy with that, and I'm happy with it too.
You bring up Zab just as an aside, off subject. Zab, I consider to be one of the most gifted boxers I've ever seen. This brother was special. I think the one issue with him is whatever distractions were going on in his life from time to time, the level of focus wasn't there because I thought Zab had a chance to beat Floyd Money Mayweather. Actually, once upon a time, I really thought he had that. He was spectacular. He had knockout power, southpaw, speed. Zab was special, no doubt. I always got love and respect for him. But it was just, that little extra something. I wish that he had that. Having said all of that, before I let you get on out of here, what's your predictions for this fight?
I think that this fight is going to be a lot of people are going to be surprised with how bad I beat Regis Prograis. We know that what he's coming to do, but he don't know what I'm coming to do, and I want to put a beating on him, and show the world how much better I am at 140, how much stronger, how much faster, how much better of a fighter that I am. So tune in December the 9th. You know. It's gonna be fireworks for me. I'm coming in there to hurt him.
Isn't it just a boxer versus a puncher? Because that's how they're trying to label it. Like, you're going to box and you're going to try to look pretty, and he's going to come in there and try to maul you and just take you out. That's the impression. I'm not quoting them, but that's the impression that they've given. Is that an accurate depiction of how you think they view this fight? You're the boxer, they're the puncher?
However they want to put it, I'm gonna embarrass him. He got his eyes set on his knockout and this one punch stuff, and putting the pressure and trying to do this and trying to do that. I'm gonna embarrass him.
Devin Haney, all the best to you. December 9th, that is this Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, at the Chase Center in San Francisco, California. Haney goes up against Prograis, obviously for the championship at 140. It could be interesting to see what happens, especially if he wins in spectacular fashion. It can get very, very interesting. I know I can't wait. Neither should you.